Once there was a prince who was less than perfect. Far, far less than perfect. His parents, the king and queen, worried that he would suffer from a terrible fate if he did not have a princess to look after him when the time came for him to rule the kingdom.
You need to find a wife,
the queen told the prince. So the prince went off to search for the perfect princess. He traveled throughout the realm and met many beautiful young ladies, but none of them seemed quite right for him. Not only was he somewhat dim-witted, but he was also far too picky. So he returned to the castle without a bride. A month later, a terrible storm blew across the land. As the wind and rain beat at the walls, a beautiful young lady entered the castle, drenched and dripping. Her clothes, as wet as they were, seemed to be those of royalty. Her posture and charm also spoke of royal blood.
Are you a princess?
The queen asked.
Yes, I am,
the princess said.
Though I have lost my home, and I have wandered far in search of a place where I can belong.
The king and queen exchanged meaningful glances.
This might work,
the queen whispered to the king.
As long as she's a real princess,
the king whispered back.
We can't let a prince marry a commoner.
We can test that,
the queen said, for she was wise in the ways of royalty and had once been a princess herself. The queen told the princess,
You must be exhausted. I'll have a room prepared for you, with a comfortable bed and a warm fire.
The princess curtsied, for she had perfect manners. The queen found the prince and took him to the royal guest room.
Get a pea from the kitchen, a single pea. Place the pea on the mattress, and then place another 10 mattresses on top of the pea.
She made sure to explain each step carefully, since the prince had been known to become easily confused.
We'll see how the princess sleeps.
The queen went off and led the princess the long way through the castle, giving the prince plenty of time to place the pea on the mattress on the bed. The queen hoped that, for once in his life, the prince paid careful attention to her instructions. All night the princess tossed and turned atop of the pile of mattresses. She felt as if she was sleeping on a large round rock.
How did you sleep?
The queen asked her in the morning.
I didn't sleep,
the princess said.
There was a lump in my mattress. It was as hard as a boulder.
The queen squealed in delight and ran off to find the prince. But the prince was nowhere to be found. The queen had everyone search the castle. Finally, someone noticed a foot sticking out from the other side of the bed. They found the prince beneath the 10 mattresses.
It appears he crawled underneath with a pea in his hand. And got trapped,
the royal coroner said.
Though I can't imagine why he'd do something that foolish. That explains the lump,
the princess said, rubbing her stiff back with her hands.
And the way the bed seemed to shake for a while, I thought there might have been an earthquake. But then things settled down. So we still don't know if she's really a princess,
the queen said.
Anyone would have felt that lump.
I suppose it doesn't really matter,
the king said,
since we have no prince for her to marry.
But you still have a kingdom that will need a ruler,
the princess said.
And I need a kingdom to rule.
Then it is settled,
the king said, for he knew he was getting a good deal. And so they lived happily ever after, except for the pea-brained prince, of course. He died horribly ever after.